established.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
Welcome back to the show. Thanks for the hang time. Now, tonight I want to talk about my very first console that's near and dear to my heart, and that's the ColecoVision. You know, it was something that I saw at Sears, and like I said in my past shows, my neighbor down the street had 2600. I knew one kid that had the Intellivision, so I was playing these originally at the beginning at Sears when they had the displays. And then, you know, that's why I saw the ColecoVision for the first time. Now, hanging out with my neighbor that had 2600 down on the corner of my street, it was pretty cool, and I loved it. But, you know, I was thinking, wow, this is what our home arcades look like. But then hanging out at the arcade, I'm like going, I want that. So when I saw the ColecoVision at Sears, man, they had Donkey Kong packed in, and I was like, I could play Donkey Kong, and look at the graphics. It blew, you know, the Atari and the Intellivision out of the water. And they also had, you know, other arcade games, you know, you could buy like Zaxxon, and they had Ladybug and Cosmic Avenger, just to name a few. But it was really, really cool. So, you know, when I was looking at it, took me a couple of years to save. Me and my brother saved up for it. And the launch price was about 179 to 199, give or take. And it sold about 2 million units and had about 130 games. Let's check out a commercial for the ColecoVision.
This is the arcade experience. We're ColecoVision, and we bring the arcade experience home. With arcade graphics, like Donkey Kong with multiple screens, just like the arcade game. Arcade controls, joystick, fire, and jump buttons. Arcade games, like Turbo, Cosmic Avenger, Venture, with 15 screens. And Zaxxon, games that let you have the arcade experience. Now you can bring the arcade experience home. Because your vision is our vision.
Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, those commercials when I saw it, or when I hung out at Sears and playing the ColecoVision, it was motivation for me. So, you know, that was something that I was like, man, I got to get this. Me and my brother worked so hard to get it. So, this was considered, you know, the second generation, you know, system that came out. It was launched in 1982, and later on that year in Europe, it was, you know, by CBS Electronics. It was released as a CBS ColecoVision. I'd never heard of that version until years later as an adult, but all I remember was the original ColecoVision. And what was cool about this, you know, like I said, they had Donkey Kong. The Zaxxon was there. They had all kinds of other cool games, and so a lot of people kind of think about like how was the beginning? How did ColecoVision get into the market? Well, I was at the National Video Game Museum, and I saw for the first time the Fairchild Channel F. Now, you know, I'm a gamer, but I'd never heard of this console. Then again, it came out in '76, so you know I was not, you know, exposed to it. But the Atari I was, which came out in '77. The Odyssey came out in '78, which was Ralph Baird's, you know, version of his video game system, which I showed you that on the other show here, and of course the Intellivision followed right behind them in 1980. And so with those being around, and also the Vectrex came out in '82, I was like, I was really determined to get the ColecoVision. So you know when we think about the ColecoVision, we think about arcades, games, and stuff. And I was really, happy to play these games at home. And all these years later, I still think about the ColecoVision. I even got that ColecoVision flashback. I don't know if you saw that, but it came out with Pepper 2, Zaxxon, Jumpman Jr., Venture. I mean, it was really cool. I picked it up for, I think it was like, I like to say $80 or something like that when it first came out. You can still find them around $100 or so, give or take on eBay and Amazon. And what's the crazy part is that, they back in 2006, Coleco released a handheld. It was called the what was it? Sonic, Coleco Sonic. That's right. And it had 20 built-in Sonic games, and so it had games from the Master System and the Sega Game Gear. I saw it, thought it was different, but I knew, my old ColecoVision was days gone at that time, so I was just enjoying my nostalgia trip. And so playing the Mini was cool. I collect the Minis as I mentioned in the past videos. But for those growing up in the 80s, the name ColecoVision, it stirs up nostalgia, that gaming era of long ago, and the home arcade market that was just starting out for me as like, you guys remember this. It was just something cool, but it had problems. Unfortunately, like so many other companies, ColecoVision had too many eggs in one basket and fell victim to the 1983 video game crash. And despite going out of business decades ago, ColecoVision left its mark in video game history, and it's really fascinating to me. But for those who may or may not know, they started out as a Connecticut leather company in 1932. It sold leather shoes and they're selling leather repair tools and stuff that specialized in that kind of market. And they began later on selling rubber boots, and they saw a growth in 1939. So it took a little bit, and that's pretty much at the start of World War II. But and here's a funny thing here. As they were moving through the world during 1954, at the New York Toy Fair, Coleco had won the Child Guidance Prestige Toy Award for their leather moccasin kit, because they were selling these leather kits, and that was the start of the ball kind of rolling for them making money. And later on in 1961, the Connecticut Leather Company became Coleco Industries and went public for the first time for $5 a share. So that was, its little humble beginnings. And here's something cool. In 1963, they acquired a swimming pool company, and they became one of the largest sellers of above ground swimming pools. And then, in 1966, they picked up Playtime products and Eagle Toys of Canada in 1968. So by 1969, Coleco had 10 factories producing a variety of toys. But it wasn't till the video game market, when they saw what's happening with Atari and their Pong market, which was very lucrative, Coleco tried breaking into this new market in the 70s. What happened was that they came up with the Telestar, and it played, Pong in your home, just like most other, video game, most other companies were putting out there. So, that company was launched in 1976, called Coleco Telestar. basically, Pong knockoff that was successful. And for the first time, it was successful for Atari, and then, as many other companies copied them, Coleco had to get in and play. And the system used a Pong on a chip type thing to produce them. So it was really easy to produce for Coleco, and they did it very, very well with that. And they also they had the handheld market. One of Coleco's first successful handheld games was Electronic Quarterback. It was not a video game. It was, in the traditional sense, it was an entirely solid-state device that played a very crude single-player version of football. That I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. And so they started in that. They did head-to-head series, and they're all about football, basketball, baseball, soccer, and hockey. And little did I know, I'm thinking about this, that I brought the handheld for the basketball, and that was my first handheld I ever purchased. So I apparently was into Coleco before I realized I was into Coleco. So the ColecoVision had, well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's check out the handheld commercial here. That's really cool.
Hey, that's Frogger.
Yeah, it's the official tabletop version of the arcade game.
It plays the same. Where'd you get it? Mr. Arcade is here.
Zaxxon, it's mine. Pac-Man.
You want to take it home?
Yeah. My own Pac-Man. Just arcade? Could you?
Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong? The official tabletop version.
Frogger, Donkey Kong, and Midway's Pac-Man and Galactic. The arcade games you can take home with you from Coleco.
That was pretty cool, huh? So yeah, these little mini arcade units, that was a big deal. I remember seeing them, and I was like, oh, man, that's cool. But I couldn't buy everything. They were kind of expensive as well. But they look, they didn't look like its counterpart from the arcade. But it was really cool. So, they had launched this little handheld mini arcade market in 1982. And they had Donkey Kong, as Pac-Man, as you saw. But Pac-Man was the most successful, selling over 1.5 million units in its first year. Galaxian, Donkey Kong, and Frogger also sold a combined 1.5 million units that first year, causing Coleco, to reevaluate, where they were at in the home video market. So, the ColecoVision started bundling Donkey Kong, as you remember me talking earlier, and in the late 1982, they re-entered in that market of the console. So, the handhelds I remember the handhelds. Ironically, I was exposed to ColecoVision in a way that I didn't realize I was supposed. I didn't really pay attention to the name basically at that point. I just saw, oh look, a handheld, Pac-Man. Or I could play these sports games in the handheld and take it to school with me, which was really cool. So I apparently was into Coleco before I even realized it. But 1982, well, actually late '82, they re-entered the home console market with the ColecoVision, and it was something that was like a slice of pie out of Atari towards exaggerated television. That they captured that attention there, and it was not the first company that had attempted to compete out there, but ColecoVision was the first to see some success and taken a small share of what the market was. So, so people were grasping it, just like me. I was grasping at it and embracing it. And some may argue that the ColecoVision's most significant selling point was that it was bundled with Nintendo's Donkey Kong. And, initially, Nintendo, was part of that deal. I know that Donkey Kong was huge for them. Of course, this is prior to the NES, and so Atari was working on the rights for it, but they announced it at CES 1982 that ColecoVision was going to do that pack-in. So Donkey Kong was the first time you saw the home port through ColecoVision. And of course later on, I think it was a 5200, Atari wound up getting it and licensing it as well. But it looked very similar. I remember seeing them both. I remember seeing the Atari, I think it was the 5200 version of it, and saying, okay, that looks like the ColecoVision, but at that time I was already saving up for the ColecoVision. I had my mind set on it. And so, you know, bundled together, August 1982, boom, here we go. And it flew off it flew off the shelves. It was off the hook. Coleco moved over 500 units that Christmas, outselling the Atari 5200 that was released in November. So, you know, Atari got their version out there. I saw the Donkey Kong, but, you know, I saw, you know, the Coleco, and that was more of my, you know, where I was more laser focused on. And the sales continued to accelerate, and by early 1983, consumer had purchased, you know, over 1 million units at the time. Now, remember, like I mentioned, over 2 million plus units sold. So, you know, that was a phenomenal run. And, you know, it was really cool. I mean, I was into it. I loved it. And ColecoVision will always be a part of my history and life. They even wound up doing expansions. I remember, I saw, like, okay, Coleco, I see what you're doing, because by the time I already had it, and they came out with the expansion module 1, which played 2600. And so it may seem crazy today, but both ColecoVision and Mattel released add-ons that allowed users to play, you know, Atari 2600 games through their systems. At the time, Atari's capabilities was seen as positive, but still there was a huge difference, as people know. And, you know, ColecoVision expansion module just, you know, it flew off the shelves as well. You plug in, pop in your, you know, Atari cartridges, and at this time, I was thinking, if I could buy this expansion module, and I could start collecting Atari games, and I could play, like, I liked Asteroids, I liked Space Invaders. So my neighbor down the street, when he got bored with games, I was like, hey man, you want to trade your games for some of my toys? Because, you know, I had some Star Wars figures and stuff that I was playing with, but I was more into video games, and I was like, oh, I don't really need to have, you know, 2 of these or 3 of these, because after a while, you know, I was collecting that, and he wound up trading some of my collector's cards, Star Wars collector's cards, and some figures and some, you know, little chips and stuff for Atari games. So I was now like, cool, I could buy these Atari games off him and play it. And you know what's funny though? They had the cartridges they had allowed you to play was on this chip, and you know, it resulted in this, like, you know, lawsuit. There was a $350 million lawsuit from Atari, which led to a $500 million counterclaim from ColecoVision, or Coleco, the, you know, company. I keep on calling it ColecoVision because that's the system I associate it with most. But anyway, Coleco. And the two companies settled out of court, and Coleco agreed to pay licensing fee and royalties. And, you know, that was just something that, you know, they didn't want. They did, you know, take kindly to, but they settled out. So, you know, that little expansion port was a major deal changer for ColecoVision, because now it played Coleco carts and it played the Atari carts. And like I said, when that crash happened, I wasn't sure what was going on. All I knew is games got cheaper. I started buying more Atari games added to my collection. So, you know, I have my Coleco collection, I have my Atari collection. I could play it all in my one unit. So that pretty much was the best thing in the world. Now, in 1983, you know, they had the Gemini, the Coleco Gemini. It played Atari 2600's games by itself, and it was pretty much an Atari clone. And that a lot of people, I see this on eBay. I'm like going, why would you? I guess completists for collections of ColecoVision, they had to get the Gemini. They had to, you know, get some of the expansions, like they had the wheel for racing games. I didn't get that, but I remember seeing it and playing it at Sears. They had all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, it was like they had these joysticks that you could play, and so yeah, it was just something different in the whole world of Coleco. And you know, the one thing that I guess we say the nail in the coffin was going to be its Adam. You know, the little Adam. Now, you know, if you remember, Coleco was also responsible for the Cabbage Patch Kids frenzy, and so that, you know, Cabbage Patch thing, you know, just went nuts. Cause so, you know, when they released this Cabbage Patch Kids, it was a series of collectible dolls. I think it came with, yeah, it came with the adoption certificate, and girls went nuts for this. And I remember my sister wanted one, and so there was a huge rage on that. And you know, I didn't know Coleco had their hand in that, making it till years later, but it was just something that was part of the 80s. And they did a stuffed toy for Alf too, if I remember correctly. That was pretty cool. But you know, back, you know, as all good things come to an end. You know, after the crash, the industry was done, Coleco was done, and it is what it is today. So, yeah, man, I just, you know, thought about the ColecoVision so much over these last few videos that I had to talk a little bit about it. And, you know, if you're looking to buy one these days, by itself, no box, just the game system and the controllers, you're looking about $125. Complete a box runs right about $175, and oh my god, brand new, $800 if you find one still brand new. And so yeah, it's some crazy stuff. But yeah, ColecoVision, gotta love it. I did. And tonight's game is Capcom Arcade Stadium. It's a cool little collection of arcade games. Came out in 2021 on the Nintendo Switch originally in February. Then, you know, came out with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One later that year in May. And it's a nice little collection of games. I mean, I'm really digging it. I think that, you know, it's a nice little collection. And it's got some cool features. I mean, one of the cool things that I really like is that you can customize it. So, you know, when you look at all 32 games are customizable. And, you know, it's got stuff like you can rewind. Yeah, I mean, I'm not big at trying to rewind the game while playing it. I'm old school. I just like to play the game normally. And, you know, some people just want to actually beat the game. And so a lot of these arcade games you can't. And you can change up all the settings and stuff, and that's kind of cool too. I mean, you can make it super easy or super hard, and I get all that. It's kind of cool. But, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm that guy who like we in the arcade and actually play the game the way it is. But you can change it up. And, you know, you can save and load games. And, you know, that's all cool too. Fighting games, I can see that. You know, you're trying to play through the game. So, yeah, I checked it out. I was playing Final Fight, and I started it, and I saved my space just to see how it looks and if you can save it and all that. Well, I mean, you can save it, but, you know. And then again, you got all these filters. You could do all the scan lines and all that. I'm just not one into the scan lines. And so, you know, that's kind of cool. And then, of course, you know, there's a lot of backgrounds. I like that. And, you know, I'm really digging the way it looks like at the arcade, and you can look at arcade view and stuff. But they got all kinds of wallpapers and stuff you can choose from, and you can buy stuff too. And then again, you can also fight people and play people against, you know, different rankings. So, you know, your high scores, everything. I know I'm all about the high score. That's why I used to play video games. It's all about the high score. So yeah, it's kind of cool, man. I'm digging it. So let's go ahead and dive in here. Now, right about here, if you listen to some god-awful music that Capcom thought, hey, you should check out. I didn't dig it. I had to turn it off. Besides, this is one of the things I like about this collection is that they have the track mode you can turn on or off. I like to leave them on, and you can look at your collection as you go through it. Now I'm going to go through this as we go over this a little bit. Now, because it came out in 2021 in May for the PlayStation 4, and I own all these games on my At Games Legend Gamer Pro, because I have the fight stick and everything. That's why I like to play my my arcade games on. But I'm into collecting the collections. As you saw show a couple weeks ago, I showed you my collection for Sega Genesis. Love that, and check out that show if you want to. But the collection I got, because these were physical copies I have of these, is the Atari 50th anniversary. Now that's the way to do a collection, because it had video talking about the history. It was more like an interactive museum. So that's the way you do things if you are going to do collections like this. Now, one of the things that I was still bummed out was there's not a physical copy of this. So the game that you can download this for free, so it wasn't really costing me money to download, but I didn't see a need to download this for one game. The free game was 1943, The Battle of Midway. So I was waiting, and no physical copy came out that year. The next year, 2022, still no physical copy, and I was like, well, that's kind of a bummer. This is going to be digital download only. And so what attracted me to download this free, because you could download it free and get that one game, was in December of 2022, they gave away Final Fight, one of my favorite games. And I'm thinking, well, okay, let's kind of give this little collection another look-see, because, I'm all into buying collections. And the games are cool. They're fighting games, they're, shooter games, and that's the two I kind of really gravitate the most. And so I was like, okay. And originally they were going for $39.99 on the PlayStation 4 PlayStation Store, $40, 32 games. I'm like, okay. But this month they had it for $19.99 for all 32 games, and I'm like, that's like 63 cents a game. I played a lot of quarters in these games in the past. So I'm like going, I brought this game system many times over. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it, because I wanted to get all these games to play on my PlayStation 4. And there's not going to be a physical copy. I was looking on the internet, people talking in chat rooms, and Capcom, they now released Stadium 2. I saw that listings of games, and you can check it out if you want. It's free to download as well, and you get one free game. But the collection of games, I'm just, I already have that on my At Games, and so I'm not gonna really get into it. But yeah, this is the game that made me go ahead and download the free, thing, and then I had those two games for a while. So just to let you know, the sales are with. It ended in May 11th. But they were going for $19.99 for all three packs, or you can buy them individually packs for $9.89. They're normally $14.99 pack. And the packs you got was the Arcade Stadium Pack 1 was a Dawn of the Arcade, 1984 to 1988. And then the second pack was Arcade Revolution for 1989 to 1992. And then the third pack was Arcade Evolution, 1992 to 2001. So, 63 cents a game. I couldn't pass it up. I thought it was cool. So I just went ahead and gone through all the games here. Now, what you can do here is go to stats. There you go. Caspo. I still, I haven't really played around this much. I was just checking out some games and then, set up the way I want to. So, I can show you guys this. And it's like, I I played those 2 games right now. Oh, 3 games here. 1943 I did check out, but that's it. So we go back here. You can look at the ratings, and of course, you know, rankings. I mean, rankings. Of course, you know, all these games I have not played, so I'm not ranked anywhere. Get out of that, and then go to your menu. So triumphs, you know, this right here. I'm not sure what I did to get some of these. Welcome to Stadium. Maybe I opened it or played those 2 free games. I don't know. Tempo conductor, because I turn off the music maybe. And then I don't know what I did to do this, but there you go. And you go to the PlayStation Store directly from the game, which is kind of cool. Now this is cool thing what I like about it. It has the manuals. So it talks about the arcade stadium. Click down here. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Gives you a little feeling. You got starting a game, you know. So for people who are not familiar with this or have not, I want to, you know, check it out, play around with it, and then I read stuff about it. So yeah, I do it backwards. Rewinding. And okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. This rewinding stuff I can't do. I'm playing the game to play it to see how well I get, and you get better at doing it. Now you can save and load games, which is kind of cool. I just, you know, if I have a fighting game I want to get through, and that's the reason why, you know, like Final Fight right there, you know, I have a game saved on that. Let's go ahead and game speed. Now, this thing, I'm not gonna fool with it right away, but it's interesting that you could do this and change it up. So a lot of you guys that are into doing weird stuff to your games, this thing has a lot of stuff for you to mess around with. And you know, I mean, I just think that, you know, it's cool, but I'm just not going to really get into all this. I'm going to enjoy it. Alright. Display settings. Talks a little bit about that. I probably should have moved on to a different game. Because I hear Final Fight in the background. And I'm not going to play all the games tonight. I'm just showing you a little bit of the stuff, and you know. And oh, this is kind of cool. You customize your cabinets. I have mine all set up to the original old school tall one, but you could do the cabarets and the other versions here. And I kind of think that's kind of cool. Select the game. Yep. And, you know, like I said, you have to play around with it to, you know, get a feel for everything. Oh yeah, the ROMs. So you can play Japanese games or the American version. And some are just only Japanese, and some are just only America. And then of course you got not purchased. I did buy all the games. Now when you do get this, you did have a free game, not a game, free game, but you got, when you did all 3 packs together, it said I got Ghosts and Goblins. It's normally a side purchase you have to do. So, you know, that's cool. Oh yeah, let's see what this is all about. Okay, I'm just not really following all this. I don't know. I mean, if you got bonus stuff to like gain games, like to buy games, because you play the games, I can see that. Rankings. Compete with players around the world. Yeah, it's all about the high scores, so that's kind of cool. I'm not super competitive, but I do like to see my high score there and see where everybody else is landing. And it's back in the days, that's what we did. We had fought for our high scores, And I used to remember going to the arcade and going, what's up with this? And who beat my score? And then try to get back on top. And you got classes and stuff. This is all kind of cool. And main menu and game menu. I wanted to show you guys all this, that way you kind of see what's all about. And you know, it's free right now. It's always been free to download, and you get the free games. Okay. Oh, game manuals. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's hop into my favorite game of all time, Final Fight. So yeah, so talks a little about the game. For us old schoolers, we've been playing these games and we don't know what to do. And back in the days, you know, you kind of got to skimmy by watching the track mode and doing your hard-earned quarters and have fun with it. Of course, weapons. Yeah. So if you've never played this before, some of you newer people out there who are, these are new to you for the first time on a console, then yeah, that's kind of cool. So yeah, the game manuals is cool to have. And you got your system settings here. So yeah. So I turned the music off. Here, I'll turn it back on for you. See? I'll save it. That's what we got. So now I did see this here. It's kind of cool. Maybe you'll enjoy it. So let's check it out. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I dig it. I like it. So, I mean, that's the only video they have on here. Staff and the players. So yeah, let's get rid of this music. I'm just not digging it. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So, let's see here. The menu. No, that's not it. There you go. So you could make the cabinets look all kinds of different, you know. So let's go ahead. No. So let's go ahead. What am I doing? Here, select the cabinet. Okay, there he is. So we got Street Fighter. No, I wasn't going to play this, so I'll go ahead and keep Street Fighter like that. Now change that to green. That to red. Yeah, I'll just change it up that way. Because, you know, let me show you. I got all kinds of other ones, like this. Smaller versions. Like, yeah, you know, I'm kind of, you know, into that. So let's go ahead. While I'm here, might as well. Oh, it says. Because I don't know, I'm just old school. I grew up where the cabinets was just everything. Oh, that stays the same. The cabinets was everything. I mean, the artwork, the I mean, dude, I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. There's some ladies here too. I mean, I don't know, man. I just, you know, I just like these bigger cabinets. So I'll go ahead and, oh, that stays there. Purple's one of my favorite colors. Ultimate favorite my other ultimate favorite color is black. If that's even possible to even say. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. So yeah, that's it. So once you change everything, I want to go ahead and apply to all. Oh no, I just screwed that one up. Alright. Sorry guys. Jeff, what are you doing? This stream going to be all about changing colors of cabinets? Okay. This is embarrassing. Highly apologize to you guys right now. But I'm kind of... My COD's kicking in. I gotta make it all uniformed and I want different colors. Yeah, no. I've done this so many times. I'm not I'm going to the wrong direction. And no. See? There you go. Damn it. Okay. Yeah, there you go. And then I swear, man, it's not that difficult, Jeff. I keep on doing that. See? Why am I having problems? And then that was going to be, I guess I have two purples next to each other. I'll just make that one red. Okay. So I hit back. Okay, now it stays the same. And you can use a joystick and look up and down. It's kind of cool. So let's check out some games here. I want to play a game I never played before. And a lot of these, there's a lot of stuff I haven't played. Of course, you know, the fighting games I played. And this is a Japanese game only. Let's see, I play it Japanese. So if I hit enter, yeah, I gotta change it to Japanese. I'm like, okay, change it to Japanese. Let's start the game. Now you got a little coin flipping, so let's go ahead and drop the coin in. You would hit the right joystick, you know, click it in to do that. And then player one, you hit the little start thing in the menu. So being I never played this before, kind of like the blue one here. Let's see how this goes. Alright, so you're in these little things here. That's right, it's Japanese, so I don't know what the hell's going on. Terminate, alright. Well, we'll give it a shot. Well. Alright. Okay. I just did something. Alright, let's jump. Fight. Okay, jump, fight. Okay. I don't know that button's doing. So it's kind of like a fire shooter. Alright. Do I need to kill that? Yeah, definitely do. Okay. Jump. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. Come on. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you gotta pick these up, okay. That does that. I guess that's a ring of protection? I don't know. Oh, it destroys them. Okay. You know, the 80s was a weird time, man. The music and the games was cool, but I just remember the 80s. That was my junior high school years, the 80s. As you've been following the channel, you heard me talk before. I grew up in the 70s as a kid. Okay, pick that and pick this up. Okay. Alright, I'm out of here. Let's go ahead and go another game. No, I don't want to start saving a whole bunch of games here. Alright. What did I just do? Select another game. Are you sure you want to close the game and return? I thought does it save? Okay, that's why I did it wrong. Alright. Moving along. Yeah, come on, Jeff, get with it. It's like a little fire thing. Okay. We'll check this out. We'll see what it's about. Go ahead and drop in my quota. I don't know about all this. Okay, well, my time ran out. I think it did. This is another Japanese game. I have no idea what it says. I need to start paying attention. Okay, so this is a fire game. Oh, okay. I have no idea what I just did. Sounds like hit. What's that? A squirrel? What the hell is that? Oh, time limit. Okay. Do I need to pick this up? Okay, so okay, is that a squirrel or a cat? I have no idea. Do I feed it? Okay, that's for me. I thought I was feeding the damn squirrel or cat thing. Alright, that's kind of cool. Stage clear. Okay. Alright. Go ahead and get out of here. Yeah. Yeah, I won't play like all these games, but I just want to play a few that kind of looks intriguing. There's a shooter. More shooters. I mean, I like shooters, so can't go wrong. See, English. Okay, that's what happened. Let me see here. Where's the other game I was just at? I think that was it. There's the English version. And I was playing. Oh, because I switched to Japanese mode for the other game. Maybe it just switched to everything. Yeah, everything's saying American. Let me click this on Japanese. Now they're saying Japanese. So yeah, okay. So once you change it, It's all in that mode until it tells you you can't play it in that mode, I guess. Alright. Ghosts and Goblins, man. That's a brutal game. Of course, you guys who played this before, you know about all that. Let's see here. What's this here? I don't know. Shooter. So we like a flying. Alright, let's check this out. See, like flying Gorgal thing or something. Pop in my quarter. Getting some Galaga vibes. Okay. Do I have any shields or anything? No. Alright, so you're just shooting and trying not to... Okay, guys, just shoot and avoid. Shoot and avoid those things. Which I'm not doing. Alright. That was just terrible. No, I'm not going to continue. Select another game. Yes. I thought it was going to ask me to save it. Let's see here. Alright, under the trophy. First failure. Yay! Why the fuck would you give me a trophy for that? Makes no sense. This looks interesting. Let's see here. Start the game. Alright, let's see here.
Did you find the guy? I'll finish you today for sure.
Oh. Oh, okay. So oh, I gotta collect these coin things? Alright. Great. Oh no. I should have done that apparently. Oh, I gotta continue? Okay. I thought I'd get back up for another player, but no. Okay. Ghouls and ghosts. You know, if I was going to use any rewind button, I guess that would be it. I don't know. I don't want to use a rewind button. I don't like rewind buttons. Think about playing Final Fight, but no. I promise you guys, we're going to check out some new games. There's another shooter. Street Fighter 2. Okay, let's see what this is. Let's go back here. Captain Commando. Let's see. Japanese version. Captain Commando. Okay. They didn't change the name to protect the innocent, I guess. Alright. Got different commandos. Alright. I have no idea which guy does what. Maybe they have different fighting powers or something. I don't know. Alright. I'm getting it. Alright. You know, Capcom was really known for their shooters and fighters. Gotta give it up to them for that. But you can't do anything in there? Okay. Okay. Alright. Oh, no. Ride on? How do I ride on it? Am I right? How do I get in there? How do I ride? I have no idea how to ride on it. Okay, well, oh, go. Yeah, I'm going. I'm working on it, dude. Can't. Alright. Uh-oh. Alright, hold on, man. There you go. do one of those whirly bird thingies. Okay. Okay, so... Alright, now I got a gun. I'm not picking anything up. I want a gun. Oh. Now I got a knife. Little stabby here, little stabby here. Let me go ahead and do a whirly bird. Alright. Man. Are you kidding me? No, no. That's not cool, dude. Okay. You know, I'm kind of digging this. I'm getting into it. I am getting into it. Thinking it's a fighter. I just got to figure out what to do with all these things. See, that's another thing, like I said, guys. You know, I was always into... Oh, no, don't do that. Okay. Thought they could get me. Yeah, stage 1 cleared. Alright. Like I said, oh look, you're building the little map thing. Okay. Alright. Let's check something else out. Alright. Oh, class up. Alright, I got some more class now. There you go, guys. I classed up for you. Just for you guys. And you earned a package. Enable it in the... Okay. Alright. I'll figure all that frame section. What the hell's a frame section? Try it. You come here. Oh. So that's what my... Okay, so I'm collecting these triumphs. And that's not really much of a triumph, dude. Alright, so... I don't know what I got extra. So I guess that's not it. I don't know, I'll figure out. Let's see here. That's a shooter. That's a weird looking game. Warriors of Fate. And there's a Japanese version, which I can't pronounce because I don't speak Japanese. Alright, let's see what this is all about. I don't want to read a lot of stuff. I'm not into role-playing games, but Capcom didn't allow for me to play, you know, make a role-playing game, so I'll be this guy right here. Alright. Really? So I'm on a horse? Fighting? Fighting game with a horse. Alright. Alright. I got books. I'm a medieval dude that can read. That's a good thing. Back in the days, I guess they couldn't read. I was thinking about that the other day. Growing up in the, like, I know my great-grandmother was talking about the 1800s, and they said that, you know, if you were fortunate enough to go to school to learn, most people sent their kids to school, but, you know, I'm thinking about the medieval times, 16th century, 17th century. Am I supposed to kill all these people, maybe? Alright. It's telling me to go, so I guess I'll kill all these guys? Is some of them? Okay. Maybe I gotta kill the... Oh, okay. I'm not looking at my low health... Oh, my health bar is almost gone. How am I surviving? I wonder... Alright. Oh, I got mixed feelings. Maybe I need to do something here. Okay. Okay. Is my horse dead? A horse is dead. Alright, so I need to fight. Did I kill my horse? I don't know. Come on. Oh, my horse ran off. I guess it wasn't dead. Alright. Okay. Let me go ahead and get out of here. Alright. So every time you play a game, you get points or some sort. Alright. Not used to all that, man. So. Okay, Street Fighters. I think we just went through all the games. Yeah. That one was just weird. I'm gonna play again later on. Alright, guys. Well, we'll have to let you look at this over. No. There you go. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for hanging out on the show with me, playing video games, learning about all kinds of cool stuff, arcade, and home consoles. Because we did talk about the ColecoVision, but you know, we'll go ahead and do it all over again. You'll catch me on Sundays, as usual. Game on, my fellow gamers. We'll catch you later.